Hey, all my movie maniacs, Mark the Movie Man here. Welcome to the final cut. And yes, today we have an independent micro-budget drama for you. Not a horror film, just a drama called Upstate Story. It is brought to us by Sean Rose, who directed it, co-wrote it with Bruce Rose Sr., and he also stars as Ellis Martin. And we pretty much get a window into the life of Ellis Martin, your everyday man who's just trying to get through life, deal with a job while looking for a new one because he's not happy with his station in life, as well as dealing with other real world problems and basically adulting, though he does this resistantly and wish he could sometimes go back to a simpler time when he was a kid and a little bit more full of optimism and energy and such. And so we see how he gets through a week of his life in this film. Now, dramas, especially independent micro-budget dramas, usually aren't my thing. They're just not my normal watching. But I will say with this, I was pulled in. It took just a little while, but I was interested in this Ellis Martin character. And most of the dialogue in here is just voiceover of Ellis's inner monologue. He's narrating his week of his life to you. And I thought that was an interesting approach to this, and also helped work within the very limited micro budget that they had that they were making this film. So they worked within their budget and they got a bit creative, and I liked that. I liked this narrative that they were telling, and the visuals went along great with it. The editing in this film I thought was really well done. Some of the camera work as well, considering they shot it with just one camera, they did very well in matching up the shots, especially with some of the action, and keep things moving along visually to where you don't get too many static shots, where you sometimes can get that in films like this, to where it's just one shot and it's a real lot of dialogue and not much happening visually. And here they kept things interesting and moving along visually as well as with the narration. The rest of the dialogue from the other cast in here is mostly kind of gibberish and almost like The Sims away, because you're seeing this from Ellis Martin's eyes, but you're also seeing it from internally and seeing the things that he's dealing with and how he's feeling during these normal everyday actions. And so so I thought that was an interesting approach as well. Now, I did like some of the dialogue that came out of this from his script. Ellis Martin made me laugh a number of times with his descriptions of various things like rum, or how he was feeling after heavy drinking, And I'm going to say, this was a character at first I wasn't quite liking. I'm like, wow, but by the end of it, I did appreciate him more and his perspective and what he went through. And maybe it's because of my personal life as well. So he kind of grew on me as this film went along. The choice of black and white I thought was also really well done, because it kind of gives that almost photograph type feeling, like you're looking at someone's memories in a way. So I really thought doing a black and white as well really worked for the story that they had. Overall, I thought this film was interesting. It's not my normal watching, and if you're not into dramas, you may find it a little bit not so interesting, because there isn't a lot of action at all. It's just an exploration into this character of Ellis Martin. So if you're not into that type of film, you're probably going to be bored by it, in all honesty. But if you like character exploration and you like indie micro-budget dramas, then Upstate Story I would recommend, because it's one of the better ones I have seen for my time covering indie films. So check it out. Decent venture into feature film by Sean Rose. If you have seen it, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Also, check out our Patreon if you haven't already. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.